Women have always had to figure out being taken seriously. And I'll never forget the best advice I got from a fashion executive who told me, Elena, for you to succeed in this business, you have to keep in mind 3 things. First, a man wants to see if he can fuck you. Then he wants to see if he can fuck you over. And lastly, he wants to see if he can fucking get you out the picture. If you can keep these 3 things in mind, then you can go a long way. Women have always had to figure out being taken seriously. And I'll never forget the best advice I got from a fashion executive who told me, Elena, for you to succeed in this business, you have to keep in mind 3 things. First, a man wants to see if he can fuck you. Then he wants to see if he can fuck you over. And lastly, he wants to see if he can fucking get you out the picture. If you can keep these 3 things in mind, then you can go a long way.
Right. Hey, babe. So I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. I'm really excited to kind of have this discussion. So what triggered it? I know you guys are looking like sex for success, and she's going to try to, OnlyFans this. What am I talking about? So let's go back, right? If you are a woman in any field, because I'm looking at it right now predominantly from the aspect of being a model, being a host, just in this world, is dealing with all individuals. So I was watching Netflix, right? What we're all doing right now. And I saw the clip that I just played you guys, okay? I'm going to play it again before I get started with this conversation. And she said that, and immediately I just was like, yo, okay. As a woman in this industry, in this field, there's a lot that happens. There's a lot of discussions that occur. There's a lot of things that we deal with that it's almost like they make you feel like, okay, that's what you're supposed to kind of deal with. That's what it's supposed to be. And the truth is, it shouldn't, okay? And when she said that, it just reminded me like, gosh, I've always had that in my mind. But I wonder if more people would have had that direct approach to say that to other women in the industry, in any field, what difference would have had made? Now, first and foremost, this isn't a talk bad or shit on anybody kind of show, and I will be cursing during this show, so explicit language, content, whatever. But if you're a model, if you've ever been in y'all know what it is, backstage or dealing with different stuff, this is where this conversation is going to go. So I actually sent it to a few of my friends that are also in the industry, and they all agreed. They were like, "Woo, child," because it's so taboo-ish. It's almost like nobody wants to talk about it. And sometimes it's almost like if you talk about it, you feel like you might be kind of talking about somebody that might be around you in the room. Listen, I don't give a crap. Get it how you live. Get it how you can, however it is. But I just wanted to have the discussion. I wanted to talk about it. Because it is something that happens a lot. And, I don't want to sit here and bubble into the whole Me Too movement. That child. But I kind of wanted to talk about it. And so for those that are just joining, I'm going to play back the clip that inspired this whole, like literally, I just watched this a few hours ago and I made the flyer and I said, I need to talk about it today. I need to talk about it right now because it's on my mind. It's something that we deal with so much in the industry. And it's hard, man, trying to move as a credible woman or even just, trying to move without always having to use your sexuality, use your feminism, use your sex, but we have to. It happens. And a lot of us are not ignorant. We're not dumb to it. We know a lot of the times it's because we're pretty. It's because we're beautiful. It's because our ass is fat, because our titties are out. Hey, intentionally, sometimes cleavage will be showing. And, and I've seen it, even sometimes when I post pictures, when I'm like this, a picture like this will not get as much likes as of a cleavage because of how just visually it'll catch somebody's eye, whatever. So I'm going to play back this clip. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with the conversation. And I'm just going to rant. This will not be a long video, but I just kind of just needed to get it off my mind. Bae just needed to talk. And that's what this is for Bae to talk. So y'all check this out real quick.
Women have always had to figure out being taken seriously. And I'll never forget the best advice I got from a fashion executive who told me, Elena, for you to succeed in this business, you have to keep in mind 3 things. First, a man wants to see if he can fuck you. Then he wants to see if he can fuck you over. And lastly, he wants to see if he can fucking get you out the picture. If you can keep these 3 things in mind, then you can go a long way.
All right, so we're back. So you guys saw the clip. So that was actually from a show that I saw on Netflix. It's talking about remix women. That first episode was about women in hip hop and as stylists. And what was interesting is a lot of them explained that they had to hide originally behind it because there was like the double bias, between them being a woman, and sometimes even the color and all of that, especially in hip hop and music. It's such a still male dominated figure. I mean, the truth is, look at the average female artist. It's a female that is super sexy and over sexualized will tend to go a long way compared to someone that isn't that way. Like there's some amazing rappers, female rappers that I know that, oh my gosh, I just love them. I just always rave about them, but it's interesting. Their path will be a little bit longer because they're not as exposed, and it's sad. Sex sells. So let's talk about this. So as you guys know, I've modeled, I've acted, I've all of these different things, and at every point in time, I've kind of put it into my head. I put it into just the way I move going forward. In the past maybe 2-3 years is when I walk in a room, in my head, a guy already is thinking about having sex with me, trying to figure out how to get my number, trying to connect with me, just something, I already put it in my head. When I go in, that's what's going to happen. That's, that I already have that there. So when he does approach and be like, hey, so can I get those digits? I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I'm just like, okay, I'm just ready to curve. Because it happens. And she said it, she was like, they're going to be ready, or they're already going to try to fuck you. And it's something that just, I'm telling you, like, guys, don't think you don't end up in somebody's group chat sometimes, or most of the time, or a lot of the times, because we'll have conversations and go, well, you see this, look how quickly the conversation went here. And, it's so sad because there's still a lot of positions in the industry and just in the world period where men are still dominant. They are still in control. As feminism and women are becoming more, going up the ranks, we're getting up there, but there's still not enough of us up there to make sure that we don't have to deal with that crap. It's so annoying, and I'm going to speak on my experiences and, those of some that I've had, that my friends have shared with me, but you could be having a discussion with an individual about trying to work something, connect with something, or just something really extremely business related. And somewhere along that conversation, we already start to get the vibe that, oh, he's about to go left field. You know, the conversations, the questions start turning personal, start turning, you know, and now keep in mind, we are trying to work. We are trying to make something happen. 9 times out of 10, this person tends to be the gatekeeper to something that we're trying to get to, achieve, pursue, whatever. And they come with the bullshit. Now we're like, now I got to check them, ignore them, correct them, curve them. We start trying to figure out the best way to reply where A, it doesn't put us in a predicament. B, you don't shit on us because we didn't give you the response that's going to cater to your ego. And C, I can walk away from this and be like, okay. And unfortunately, it's really, really hard. Like we sit there sometimes and decipher, what am I going to say? How am I going to say this? And we have to make sure that in the process, we don't allude to anything. And the worst part about it is there's not enough of us, myself, females, that I can say, if he's not going to do this, or if he's not going to help me, or if he's going to expect this out of me, let me go over here. Because she does the same thing. That there's not that many of us. That's why I'm such an advocate. I'm a cheerleader for women when it comes to just them being in positions of power to help other women, genuine women. Don't get it twisted, because there's a lot of females that front and fake women empowerment, but they hold it to themselves and leave the rest of us to just literally fend for ourselves. But oh my gosh, it gets very, very, very frustrating. So I just needed to just kind of vent that. Guys, y'all got to do better. I get it. She's pretty. I get it. You know, you want to shoot your shot. But shoot your shot respectfully. Shoot your shot in a way where you don't become that's just scum of the earth that we are now whispering about. Because I'm telling you, oh my gosh, in modeling, trust me, I have had group conversations, or, you know, me and a few models, we get together and we start talking about whether it's designers that came off the wrong way, photographers that just were a little bit too, you know, and it's hard because a lot of the times, like these people hold where they can even make up something about you and just shatter everything that you're trying to build. And it sucks because a lot of women out here, a lot of girls, like when I watch shows and I watch movies where I see a woman gets pressured into doing things because if she doesn't, then she won't get that opportunity. Man, that shit breaks my heart because it shouldn't be that way. We should not have to sell ourselves. Like, it sucks, you know? And I would say any woman, or if that ever has happened to somebody, I just pray, I just hope that whatever she does after that point is to get into a position where she can avoid that from happening to other women. Now, a lot of the times power is evil. Some people get that power. Some women may get up there and they forget to look back. They forget to figure out how to fix those issues that they had to deal with and go through. See, the thing is, what I don't like sometimes about the whole grinding and this whole industry success story is there's a difference. Grind to where you got to go. Work hard. Go through the struggles. But going through the struggles does not mean that means I also have to go through sleeping with somebody to get there. If you went through it and you have an opportunity to change that conversation, change or switch that up for somebody, then do so. Don't charge it to the fucking struggle line. It shouldn't be that's part of the struggle. No, sleeping with somebody, having to whatever it is to make it is not part of the struggle. That's just bullshit. That's just how I see it. That's just how it should be. And it's so frustrating. And it's so it irritates my soul. Okay. Because it just happens. Now, when you date a woman that's in the limelight, where she's whatever aspect she could be, because it does not have to be media, doesn't have to be a actor. if she just is popping in what she does and she's the go-to and she's always out and about, a man that has insecurities, it ain't it, Chief. Walk away. Because let me tell you something. Yes, there will be men constantly that will shoot their shot. As a woman in the industry, trust me, it happens. Hey, you're pretty. Hey, oh my gosh. I could listen to this day. I still get DMs of, hey, can I take you out? And it's just like, they sit there. I'm sorry, y'all. They sit there and I don't entertain them. But when you're dating somebody in the entertainment field, when you're dating somebody in the industry, and it goes for women as well that date people in the industry, you have to be secure in yourself. B, you have to have those discussions with your partner. Just because, you have to just let them know what you're not comfortable with, because it's hard because for me, my boyfriend is an artist, right? For me, honey, boo, I need you to be a fan. Because you as a fan, that's streams, revenue, that helps him. Be a fan. Be a fan your fan off. I don't fan. However, it's him that needs to be mindful of what boundaries and respect to maintain. Same thing for me. A guy could tell me all day, you're beautiful, you're pretty, blah, 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 blah. But it's me that has to respect my relationship to A, not entertain it, A, not engage in it, B, just leave it there at the ABC. There we go. But that's on me. You know what I mean? And I need to be able to give that security to my partner. And so a lot of the times, especially when you deal with people in the industry, there's always those little flukes here and there of stuff that kind of creates that mistrust. But over time, you have to be able to understand that if you're significant other, and like I said, it's not just in media and entertainment. Listen, it could be what is it? Especially in the church, it could be somebody that's just always in the church. Everybody knows him or her, and they just popping in the church. Trust me, when you are in the limelight, when people see that you get attention, I don't know what it is, but it affects this kind of like attraction from people. And I don't know if it is trying to be associated with who and what's popping. I feel like that's part of it. It's a psychological, mental thing. But the fact is, if you popping or if you look beautiful, there's always going to be somebody that's going to try to, shoot their shot. But it's just so frustrating. Gosh, hold on, take a sip, because I'm like, really. I wasn't a sip, but whatever. But I just needed to have that discussion because, like I said, when I heard that this afternoon, it just sent the stuff through me, because guys don't understand how badly women deal with that. And I get it. There are some women out there that are that'll harass men. Trust me, I've heard stories, but not as much as we get it. And in this industry, I've learned for myself is to really create rules, create boundaries. Unless I really need to, I really do not message or DM or ask somebody something if they're a male after 11 or 10 o'clock, because I don't want that assumption thinking that these are the hours that are okay, unless it's just dire. Like, for example, sometimes if I really need to meet something, I'll text them, hey, da 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 da, But a lot of the times that's prefaced with a sorry for this late message, but blah blah blah. So that's something that I've done for myself, and it's helped. It's really, really helped, because sadly, what happens when you text or you message after certain times, they kind of feel it's okay. Then they're like, "Oh, why she texting this late? Oh, she ain't got no man. Ooh," it starts this whatever weird train of thought that goes through the brains of individuals. So that's one of the things that I've done. And frankly, if I'm approaching you about business and you want to go to something personal, intimate, a compliment, literally that's where it will stay. Or the conversation will be like, okay, so please email me when you're blah, 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 blah. And that's it. if I lose you as a client, a guest, whatever, in my head, I don't give a crap. I really don't. Because it's in this industry, like I've sat there and through over the years, I've sat through conversations where I've heard men discuss women and they witness where they're at now and they discuss the individuals they went through to get there. And I hate that. Like, I just hate the fact that at the end of the day, like you're that topic, you know, that's happening for whatever reason. And the sad thing is, you know, yeah, she may have acted upon it, but the fact that she always has to get put, or females are being put in that position, is like so frustrating to me. And I just, oh my gosh, I just needed to vent and talk about it, because we got to do better. We got to stop. Hold on. Somebody said, oh, Tori. And the thing is, like, I read a post and I sent it to my group chat. And a lot of the times, the thing that also sucks is because some women have resulted to that, right? It makes other individuals think it's okay to approach her, to, you know, reach out to her like that, to every woman like that, because so many other women, because of their status, have done the same. And see, the thing is, at the end of the day, like, I know if I've ever dealt or messed or talked whatever with any dude, it's because I freaking wanted to. It's not what you could do for me. It's not what opportunities you could open. It never, ever, 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 ever was like that, you know. But there's some guys that know where they stand. They know what opportunities. So it's like every time you reach out to them, or you have an ask, or you have a request, you know, it'll be associated with a compliment. And sometimes that comes off, we're like, how do I respond? Do I even respond? Do I even acknowledge that? Because if I acknowledge that, the conversation's gonna go to the next place. And I don't think I really want to go there right now. I don't want to go there ever with this individual. I just need to get this done, get this. And we just overthink it and get left on red. So it's just, oh my gosh. Like, that really struck a nerve for me today, because like I said, I've dealt with it a lot. You know, pretty girl privilege is real. Pretty girl privilege happens all over the place. Pretty girl privilege happens in and anything that we do, and really have to deal with that crap. Ooh, hold on. I was sitting on my leg and it fell asleep. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I feel better. Oh yeah. Now, for those that don't know what kind of sparked this, I'm gonna go ahead and play this back.
Women have always had to figure out being taken seriously. And I'll never forget the best advice I got from a fashion executive who told me, Elena, for you to succeed in this business, you have to keep in mind 3 things. First, a man wants to see if he can fuck you. Then he wants to see if he can fuck you over. And lastly, he wants to see if he can fucking get you out the picture. If you can keep these 3 things in mind, then you can go a long way.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna give y'all some of my tips. I kind of just went through them, but I'm gonna give y'all some of my tips, right? So one of the things that I've done is I've set a boundary on the time I communicate with said individuals. Yeah. Set a boundary on the time I communicate. So after 9 or 10 o'clock, if I actually 10 or 11 o'clock, if I haven't responded to you, or if I haven't, you know, messaged, I'll just hold off, put a reminder, and I'll send it the next day. Because I don't need you thinking this is a late night. Ooh, why she messaging me? You on that oil? And you be like, no. So that's one of the things to kind of lead in with, right? Then, like I said, the other thing is I always go in with a mentality that I'm always attractive, or someone at some point in time will try. She said it more explicitly, but in my head, I already go with in my head in anything that I do that they think I'm attractive, they think I'm pretty, they might consider me a good fuck. It is what it is. And I go in with that mindset just so that if something goes left, I'll be like, I won't be surprised. It'll be like, oh, there you go. He did it. He said it. And that's literally like what I do. And then the other thing is I just don't, if you're in a relationship, the rule or the process that I have is I do not entertain anything that I feel, and y'all can play dumb, but I don't entertain anything that will not be professional or remain professional. If you're not messaging me about trying to book, trying to come on my show, trying to figure out how to do business and work together, we have nothing to talk about. I don't need new friends. I don't want no more new friends. If a guy is willing to be a mentor, but a real mentor, don't get it twisted. I'm gonna start off as a mentor, but then, when can you come over? No. Real mentorship, then that's different. That's a different kind of conversation. And I will say also, ladies, just call out the bullshit from the beginning. I know a lot of times I've seen conversations kind of just go to a place that she didn't even expect it to go because she left so much unsaid. Communication is really one of our biggest issues. And if we fix communication, if we fix the way that we approach and address people, see, a lot of the times that's why girls that are very direct, they don't deal with the bush. They don't deal with some of the stuff that the quiet or the timid ones. Don't get it twisted. You got the girls that are bad bitches that are around somebody that's powerful. They feel intimidated because there's something that they need to get out of them. And it sucks. So that's why we have to continue to push, motivate, promote women into leadership roles, into positions that are going to be able to help us minimize real, helpful, genuine women. Women that are not going to charge sleeping with somebody or dealing with somebody's inappropriateness as part of the struggle. That is not part of the struggle. I don't care what nobody says. I don't want to hear it. That is not part of the struggle. That is not part of the grind. That just shouldn't be happening. Okay? You know what's part of the struggle? Let me tell you what's part of the struggle. Part of the struggle is you're working a 9-to-5. You still got to try to figure out how to save some of your regular 9-to-5 money to put to the side, maybe not pay a bill here and there, to try to invest into whatever it is you're doing, whether you're a DJ, whether you're a performer, whatever it is. You take some of that money and put it in studio time. That's part of the struggle. You know what I mean? Part of the struggle is saying, okay, I really ain't got this, but let me reach out to somebody, and they actually help you legitimately. And you make it happen. You go days and days, probably like little to no sleep. That's part of the struggle, having to figure out to go to a casting call somewhere really far, but you ain't got the money to stay in a hotel. So you in a car, you thugging it. Hey, that is part of the struggle. Okay. That is, if another woman comes to me and she tells me that story, like, dang, okay, it's part of the struggle. But a woman that can sit there and say, hey, sexual acts, inappropriate conversations, flirting, to get what you want is not part of the struggle. I don't give a damn. I will rather wait, and even if I'm some little old grandkids, if I don't make it till then because I didn't, bite into that, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So we have to continue to motivate and promote and support these women. Like, listen, there's so many different, especially in what I do, like there's women in media, black girls, media, like there's so many different platforms where I just watch other women and I try to just see what they got going on and try to learn from them. And I really just want them to continue to grow. And I just hope that in the process, they make sure that women like myself, models like myself, don't have to deal with so much of that crap. It's crap. Oh my gosh. And it's not even in this entertainment world. Like a lot of y'all probably have stories from work, you know, that somebody that was always saying something that's like, but you don't check them, right? Because they're a little bit above you, so you gotta just zip it. That's just not cool. So that's it for my Bay talk, my rant. I thought I was gonna finish this one. I finished this one, but you know, I just want women who get in position to just make sure that you kind of reach back and make sure that you kind of clear out the assholes for us, so that we don't have to deal with so much of that bullshit, that we can recreate a better culture for this industry, for any and everything that we do. Because it's sad, like she explained that on that video. That was back then, but it's still happening now. Like, it's crazy, you know? But as the powers change, the money shifts, the wealth, you know, the influence shifts more. I just hope that the women that are shifting into these positions and these opportunities are making sure that those of us coming behind them, you know, don't have to deal with that crap. Because I work hard. I bust my ass for everything. Like, there's one thing, like, I will go into whole rants, and I even like be getting mad. Like, my boyfriend will tell you, I'll be there. Like, I bust my ass for every single opportunity you guys have seen me partake in, be part of, do, act, every bit of it. I can literally step for step direct you on how I got there, how it happened, who it was, and it didn't tie to anything negative, anything, you know. And I just want that to be the case for other, because like I said, I hate sitting in a room. It's almost like locker room talk. And it's just like, okay, you know, because the problem is then if I try to go for that same route, that same position, that same opportunity, there's an expectation. And then if I, you know, don't get it twisted, Anna will never, ever sell her soul. No, sorry. And then also keep in mind, like, when you date somebody in the limelight, when you date somebody beautiful, when you date somebody, like, don't get it twisted. It's going to happen. I cannot control the hey beautifuls in the world. I can't. All I can control is leaving it there, which I do, because I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I'm in a good space. So it is what it is. But woo. And keep in mind, if he is in a position that they're making you feel like the only way to kind of make it or get access or get an opportunity is in some shape, way of inappropriate with them, trust me, there is somebody that either rivals them or is more whatever than them. There is somebody that you could go to still make it happen. Guaranteed. Nobody is the one all be all. Trust and believe. It might take you a little bit longer because you have to go around now. Your path has to adjust a little bit. But honey, let that be it. Let it happen. Be that adjustment, because it's just, you walk differently. Because my goal is to get to a point and get to a position where, you know, I could continue to help women around me and that coming behind me to make sure they don't deal with that shit. They don't. So on that note, I hope you guys have a good evening. I will be on tomorrow for Let's Talk. I have 1501 Certified Entertainment. They're the label that originally found Meg Thee Stallion. I have their up-and-coming artist, Erica Banks, on tomorrow. So I will be back on tomorrow night. And I have my other 2 shows are up as well. So if you're looking for investing, and then I also have one on elections coming up. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please share. Like, if you have somebody, like, I'm telling you, if you have a girl talk group chat, this conversation comes up all the time. Like, you go to ask a question and boom, here come the weird uncomfortable conversation. So share this with them, you know, have a discussion on it, about it. I just appreciate the support, the love. Share, like, comment. This is actually available on, we are currently live on Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube. So I'm really excited because the content's getting out there. So please continue to support. Love you guys. Good night, babe.